to today's video. So today's video is just going to be kind of a sit down and chat video. I'm not going to be putting any montages or anything in here, and I don't know exactly how long this video is going to be. So, oh well, here we are for the ride. Today's video I wanted to talk more about trying to conceive our baby with wanting to have a second baby. And so my period is due on the 15th, and today is currently the 12th of December, and so it's due December 15th. And so I've been having a lot of symptoms the last couple days. My boobs have really hurt. I've gotten winded a couple times, like just walking around, kind of moving around, but that's not really anything new for me because I already have seizures and stuff, and my body gets really tired really fast anyways. But it's been really interesting. Talking right now, I feel like I can't catch my breath when I'm talking for some reason. And it's not that I have anxiety or anything. My anxiety is very well under control. I just don't know why, but I just feel like I can't catch my breath when I'm talking. And excuse the way I look right now. I look like a hot mess, but I'm a mom, so whatever. We all have those days. But yeah, so wanting to have a second baby, I really struggled last month with getting that negative pregnancy test because later on that day, the test got an EVAP line, which looked positive, and so then I went and took another test, which also ended up with an EVAP line, which I thought was positive. And so for a couple of days, I thought that it was, I was gonna get a positive test, and so to get a negative test really sucks. But in that video, that was the very first one I took that got the EVAP. So by the end of it, I took 4 tests last month, and all of them were negative, but almost all of them had EVAPs. And so I think I'm going to switch the brand that I use. I was using the First Signal or something. Yeah, the First Signal from Walmart, the 89-cent ones. And honestly, I've never ever had EVAPs with those, but I got 4 EVAPs last month on those. And so I don't think I'm going to use those again. And yeah, it was really awkward. And I had gotten my hopes up a lot that for some reason I was going to get a positive, even though I knew EVAPs were a possibility, and that was probably what was going on. I just was hopeful, I guess. I wanted it to happen, and it wasn't meant to be last month. And so this month I feel like I still have some sort of hope lingering within me that I'm going to end up with a positive. And I don't know if it's just because it's around Christmas and it'd be really fun again to get pregnant around Christmas or what. But again, I really don't want an August baby. And I found out I was pregnant with my daughter on December 10th of 2016. And so if I found out I was pregnant December 15th of 2018, that'd be so crazy. But I don't know, I'm just really nervous about having birthdays really close together. Plus my nephew's birthday is also on the 28th. And it's I like my daughter and my nephew sharing the same month for birthdays, but that's really fun. But I don't want to have all of the grandkids already with just all August birthdays, because that would be really hard for I could push it. That'd be great. And so I know I was looking up a lot, and I've had a previous C-section, but I really am going to be pushing for a VBAC. Do not want a repeat C-section. And after everything I've been looking up with ACOG and all of their guidelines and stuff like that, I really believe that VBAC is going to be the best for me. And I know that that's very controversial for a lot of people. A lot of people don't even know you can VBAC, or a lot of people think that you should just get a repeat C-section. But honestly, with me being anemic and having a heart murmur and stuff, I have more chances of hemorrhaging again if I have another C-section, and I really don't want to do that because I was already bleeding a lot with my with my first C-section, and they already thought I might be going toward the hemorrhaging side, but I managed to avoid it. So I really just, for some reason, I don't want a second one because I want to avoid hemorrhaging as much as possible. And I've been looking up into a lot about I plan on doing a home birth, which is what I wanted to do with my first daughter, but I had so many health problems that came up, I ended up just going to an OB. But this time I think I'm really going to look into a midwife and doing a home birth. Now that I know all of my symptoms, I have all my health problems pretty much laid out, I really think that I would be able to do a home birth, and so that's going to be my pretty much goal, I guess you could say, is to go for a home birth and to do a VBAC. And I know that it's going to be a lot different. With my first one, with my daughter, Arwen, I was only in labor for 12 hours, and those weren't really active. It wasn't active labor. I was having contractions every 5 to 10 minutes, yes. And while that was really good, I wasn't dilating anywhere at all. I was just contracting. And so it was basically I was having Braxton Hicks constantly, and I wasn't doing anything. And so this time around, I'm hoping my body will just go into spontaneous labor. I really am going to push to not be induced until after 42 weeks. I really think induction is what led to my first C-section, and that if I wouldn't have induced, we would have been fine. And I have Does anyone ever feel like you have a hair stuck to the corner of your mouth and you can't get it to go away? Because, yeah, that's me. Anyways, I really just feel like a VBAC is going to be the best route for me, and I wanted to do a home birth so bad the first time, and so I still really want to. It's gonna be a little stressful. There's a lot of people coming in and out of my house constantly, but pretty much everyone is on board and knows what I want to do, and they're all fully supportive, which is awesome. Now it's just the waiting game on getting pregnant and stuff like that. And me and Colton recently have been talking about moving to Oregon, and we've been looking at moving to Salem. And so I think that would be a great opportunity for us for kind of making a 6-month to like a yearish goal. We're probably going to end up renting first, just because that's more realistic than buying a house at first. And so I think renting will give us kind of a good idea on like what we like and what we don't like and stuff like that too. But I don't know, because we've rented a couple places before, so we'll find out. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Trying to conceive is such a weird journey, and it makes you think about your future plans and where you want to go and what you're doing now and what could you change now to make the future better and stuff like that. And so I think we're really focusing on that. We're trying to become pretty minimalistic, and we're not spending as much. We're trying not to just buy whatever we feel the need to buy. We're trying to talk about it and talk if it is a really good idea to make that purchase and stuff like that. And so I really think that that is helping us out. But at the same time, I'm really scared. I'm scared to move out again, scared to be on our own, scared to be with Arwen by myself. I mean, of course, I'm with her by myself all of the time. I'm always with her by myself. It's just, it's nice if I do start feeling like I'm going to have a seizure, I can call my grandma from upstairs and say, hey, I need you to come watch her. And she can come watch her for a half hour while I kind of just catch my breath and make sure that I'm fine. And so I'm really going to miss that aspect, but at the same time, I really want to be by ourselves. And we're also looking at Utah as an opportunity to go to. The only thing with going to Utah is that Colton's retailer for T-Mobile doesn't have any locations there, and so that's really the only thing that's like stopping us from going there, because if he switches locations, he's not going to make as much money. But if he stayed with the same retailer, then his pay will basically transfer where we go. And so we really are trying to stick with the same retailer, which is why Salem comes up. And so it's all just a waiting game to see what's going to happen. But yeah, this video is already almost 8 minutes long, so I'll stop blabbering now. But thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching and listening to me talk about trying to conceive. It honestly is a really hard journey. And with our daughter, we weren't full on trying. And so I didn't kind of have this mindset, and like I didn't have goals, and I didn't want a pregnancy test to be positive so badly before, you know? And so it's really different this time around with trying to get pregnant. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in on my journey, and I'll talk to you guys all soon. Bye.